Oh, mate, you've been pretty open with your anxiety struggles, which I really applaud you for. Yeah. Do you find being a dad makes it better or worse?
I think it makes it better because your focus is less on yourself and more on your kids. I know you know that too.
Yes.
And then I love that I have anxiety. I love that I've had anxiety because when I see my kids experiencing some of that, which is probably genetic, yeah. I know how to address it in a way that is compassionate. Yeah. I know how to address it in a way that actually allows them to feel seen in that anxiety. And I know that I can't just fix it. And I can communicate all that stuff to them and with them. And I'm always kind of grateful for it. And, you know, my job benefits greatly from that. You know, people who have anxiety are constantly thinking into the future. You're constantly, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? Right. What if that happens? Right. So you're always telling yourself stories. So when you're working in movies and you're constantly I'm not just like, when we're shooting Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm not just shooting the movie, I'm also sitting in the audience as its harshest critic. Yes. Going, I don't like that, don't buy that, you know. So anxiety kind of creates that sort of ecosystem of awareness that I wouldn't otherwise.
I really applaud you for it. I think it takes courage to speak about it, and it's helped a lot of people. Because a lot of people come up to me talking about you, and I say, shut up, I'm not interested. But they keep talking about you. But a lot of them will say that and say, I can now tell my son, I can tell my daughter, it's helped me, you know?
Yeah, I think men too. I don't know why men have an issue talking about their feelings. If I don't, you know.
I recently, it's a change for me, talk to my kids. I was a little bit old school. I thought, don't burden them if you're anxious. And then all of a sudden someone said to me, he said, but when you get anxious, say you've got an opening night or you're hosting the Oscars, for 3 weeks before, my mind, and I go a little distant. And he said, but your kids don't know that you've got the Oscars. That's why maybe they're thinking you're mad with them. They've done something. And I was like, oh, no, but really?
Yeah.
And so now I will now say to them, I had to make an uncomfortable phone call yesterday. And I actually just said to my son, I said, I've got to make this uncomfortable phone call. I'm a bit nervous about it. If I seem a bit off, well, that's why. And he goes,
great.
Oh. And then he said, how did the call go, Dad? I said, I feel so much better. Like it was.
And he feels a part, because you're his hero. He feels a part of your world as well. It's Sean Levy actually told me something that stuck with me forever too, is that people tend to only talk about their wins. But I think it's really important for your kids in particular to know that you lose.
Right.
You know, you don't get what you want all the time. Something you worked on really hard didn't work.
Yeah.
Something you feel like you said something embarrassing today. You did something that didn't sit right with you. It's so important that they see that and they don't just hear about, Dad nailed it, you know, like, because you lose so much more than you win.
True.
But anyway, Sean gave me that, and it's really stuck with me.